Hello everyone, this is our video first for the CLAT examination which is going to be held this year. So you will see that each year thousands of candidates aspire to join LLB courses in India's most premier law schools and universities. However, the selection is limited as the competition is tough and a majority of candidates are eliminated at the very entrance examination stage itself. As it is very important for a candidate to clear the entrance test, of which various topics from important parts, it is essential that the candidate be well versed with various topics with full confidence and perfection. You know that the studying law is exciting, challenging, and rigorous, not less than the practicing of it in the courtroom. As the society evolves, the excitement and the challenge increases day by day, demanding more and more out of those at the bar. The professionals at the bar increasingly draw at the mental, physical, and spiritual investments made during the study of law. With the changing pattern of the entrance examination of various universities and institutions throughout the country, the books and materials are not easily available to aspirants to carry out a good preparation. So while making our videos, we will keep these facts in mind. So what will be the strategy for preparation of CLAT examination? So these are 6 points which we will keep in mind. First, know the syllabus and examination pattern of CLAT, including changes and weightage. Secondly, gather study material including sample papers, books, and expert tips and articles. Then analyze your strong and weak areas from the syllabus. Fourth step would be making a plan and starting your preparation for each section. After this, practice mock test papers and previous year's papers. Sixth, last and the most important, do revisions in the remaining days for the examination. So this is the introduction and overview. So this examination basically evaluates the comprehension and reasoning skills and abilities of the candidates. It tests the aptitude and skills that are necessary for a legal education. We all know that this will be a 2-hour test. Total 150 multiple choice questions will be offered and they will carry 1 mark each. And this horror is there is a negative marking of 0.25 marks for every wrong answers. And we have to study 5 subjects. So out of those 5 subjects, this is the list. Firstly, there will be English language. Second, current affairs including general knowledge, legal reasoning, logical reasoning, and quantitative techniques. These are the 5 subjects which we have to focus. So in English, in this section of the UG CLAT, you will be provided passages of about 450 words each. These passages will be derived from contemporary or historically significant fiction and non-fiction writing and would be of a standard that a 12th student may be able to read in about 5 to 7 minutes. Each passage will be followed by a series of questions that will require you to demonstrate your comprehension and language skills, including your abilities to first read and comprehend the main point discussed in the passage, as well as any arguments and viewpoints discussed or set out in the passage. Second, draw inferences and conclusions based on the passage. Third, summarize the passage. Then compare and contrast the different arguments or viewpoints set out in the passage and understand the meaning of various words and phrases used in the passage. Then second subject will be current affairs including general knowledge. Again, there will be a passage up to 450 words. Passages will be derived from news, journalistic sources, and other non-fiction writing. Questions may include an examination of legal information or knowledge discussed in or related to the passage but would not require any additional knowledge of the law beyond the passage. We have to remember each passage will be followed by a series of questions that will require you to demonstrate your awareness of various aspects of current affairs and general knowledge, including these four: contemporary events of significance from India and the world, arts and culture, international affairs, and historical events of continuing significance. Third subject would be legal reasoning. In this section, you will be expected to read passages of around 450 words each. The numbers have grown here. The passages may relate to fact situations or scenarios involving legal matters, public policy questions, or moral philosophical inquiries. You will not require any prior knowledge of law. You will benefit from a general awareness of contemporary legal and moral issues to better apply general principles or propositions to the given fact scenarios. Each passage would be followed by a series of questions that will require you to identify and infer the rules and principles set out in the passage. Apply such rules and principles to various fact situations and understand how changes to the rules or principles may alter their application to various fact situations. Our next subject will be logical reasoning. So the logical reasoning section of the UG CLAT will include a series of short passages of about 300 words each. Each passage will be followed by one or more questions that will require you to first recognize an argument, its premises and conclusions. Read and identify the arguments set out in the passage. Critically analyze patterns of reasoning and assess how conclusions may depend on particular premises or evidence. Infer what follows from the passage and apply these inferences to new situations. Lastly, draw relationships and analogies, identify contradictions and equivalences, and assess the effectiveness of arguments. Then the last subject will be quantitative techniques. So the quantitative techniques sections of the UG CLAT will include short sets of facts or propositions, graphs or other textual, pictorial or diagrammatic representations of numerical information, followed by a series of questions. You will be required to derive information from such passages, graphs or other representations and apply mathematical operations on such information. These questions will require you to derive, infer and manipulate numerical information set out in such passages, graphs or other representations, and apply various 10th standard mathematical operations on such information, including from areas such as ratios and proportions, basic algebra, mensuration and statistical estimation. So this is all for the first video. We will continue this series and we will come up with the first subject, that is English language. See you in the next video. Thank you. Please consider subscribing if you really like the video.